All right, welcome to the planetary breakdown for those born under the Ace of Hearts. And if that's you, then buckle up because we're about to take a tour through the 8 planetary influences that shape your life story. And trust me, there's a lot going on here. I'm bringing this to you with the eyes and heart of someone who lives with the 5 of Diamonds. So I'm always shifting, always refining, always searching for value that sticks. So let's get into it. When Mercury, the planet of communication and thought and intellect, hooks up with the Ace of Diamonds, it's like wiring your brain for value recognition. You're not just thinking about ideas, you're asking, how does this help me grow, evolve, or create something of worth? This is the mind of a pioneer, someone who can spot opportunities where others see risk. But watch that sharp tongue, because if people don't match your standards, you might cut them off before they've even spoken. Pair this with your Ace of Hearts essence, and it's no surprise you're often thinking about love like it's a business venture, something that needs to mean something before it can stay. Now, Venus is all about love, beauty, and connection, and here she sits in the Queen of Diamonds. You've got refined taste, a love of independence, and a flair for the elegant. You want relationships to feel abundant, emotionally and materially. But let's be honest, you also expect people to carry their weight, because you're a queen after all. You might even keep score, and this placement gives you a majestic kind of attraction, but also a challenge. Can you lead with your heart without managing the outcome? As an Ace of Hearts, your inner desire is for pure connection, but with this Queen in Venus, you may struggle to trust that love without proof of its value. Well, this one hits home for me literally because the 5 of Hearts is my birth card, not the hearts, but the 5. But in the Mars position, that's my true place in the spiritual spread, so I know what this is about. In your Mars position, this is where your passion lives. And wow, here we're talking about a wanderer, the emotional adventurer. Emotional freedom is everything here. You might fall in love easily, move on just as fast, and still feel a bit torn about what love even is. There's an itch in you, a restlessness that craves exploration, especially in matters of the heart. But listen, you're not flaky, you're evolving. That's 5 energy, always searching, always expanding, always having or making new experiences. The key is to channel this through conscious choice rather than impulsive reaction. And as an Ace of Hearts, that restless Mars shows you that love isn't static, it's a journey. With Jupiter, planet of expansion, growth, and philosophy, sitting in the 3 of Clubs, you've got a mind that never stops working. It's creative, agile, always chasing the next idea. But it can also get stuck in loops, overthinking, second guessing, planning the plan of the plan. Your opportunity here? Turn those ideas into something. As the Ace of Hearts, you crave the purity of experience, and this Jupiter card is begging you to express it through words, music, design, or storytelling. Don't just think creatively, live creatively. Saturn. Now here's a challenge. Saturn, the great teacher, hands you the 3 of Spades, which means lessons around work, identity, and sacrifice. This card says, hey, your path might not be straightforward, and no, it isn't. You have multiple careers, conflicting goals, or a lot of internal push-pull around what you're supposed to be doing. But if you stay the course and complete what you start, you'll find a deep, deep satisfaction. This influence, paired with your Ace of Hearts, invites you to grow beyond fantasy and root your ideals in action. The 9 of Hearts is your Uranian wild card, and let me tell you, this one's got karmic fingerprints all over it. It's about letting go of old emotional attachments so that new love can flow in. But since Uranus is unpredictable, this can come as sudden loss, surprise breakups, or abrupt awakenings that clear your emotional path. You're here to experience deep love and deep release over and over again. And as an Ace of Hearts, your challenge is not to fear the end, but to honor what it teaches. Each ending cracks you open to something more real. With the Seven of Clubs in Neptune, you have a spiritual card, because all sevens are spiritual cards, in a spiritual planet, because Neptune is far out there and dealing with all matters of deception, illusion, dreams, healing, fantasy, etc. Sounds nice, right? Well, it's also about mental tests. Remember, Seven of Clubs. Clubs, mental. You may have intuitive downloads, creative visions, or dreams that border on prophetic, but you'll also face fears, doubts, and confusion around whether to trust what you're seeing. Your inner journey here is about spiritual faith over intellectual certainty. And for the Ace of Hearts, that's big because your core is about leading with the heart. Neptune, Seven of Clubs, is here to remind you that the mind is a tool, not a master. And now we come full circle because Pluto, the force of transformation, sits in the Five of Diamonds, and that is my card. This is the ultimate upgrade pattern. You'll go through major shifts in what you value: money, love, freedom, all of it. You may move houses, change jobs, or shed identities like old skin. The key is to let it happen. You're not here to hold on, you're here to evolve. And as an Ace of Hearts, all of this transformation feeds back into your original mission, which is to love more deeply, more consciously, more freely. So here you have it, the Ace of Hearts through the lens of the planetary cards. Each one is a piece of your story, a mirror for your journey, and a key to living your life more fully. If this resonated, stick around. I'm going through all 52 cards one by one from someone who's walked this path, questioned everything, and come back to tell the story and with the tools to share. Catch you on the next one.